Tell by his posture that he's up to no good. He uses a lighter to set the foam ablaze, not knowing that it's still covered in highly explosive butane. Our worker immediately regrets his decision as the foam goes up in flames. His pathetic swats are useless, and he retreats as the fire instantly spreads to every other ream. The fire was so large that drivers could see the smoke rising from miles away. According to local police, the employee was arrested, and the case is still under investigation.
What's going on, Clutch? What?
What up, what up, what up?
What up?
It's Boy Ross.
This is Clutch going back to you, ladies and gentlemen, of the video today. You feel me?
All right, 10 factory accidents caught on security camera, man.
Yeah, man, that's wild. You know, there be a lot of stuff going on at these factories, man. They hanging around all these equipment and stuff like that, and they got cameras everywhere. Yeah. So I can only imagine the things that they actually capture that people don't know about. So we're finna check this out right now, man. Make sure I run up the likes, subscribe, all the good stuff. And let's hopefully nothing too bad. Yeah. But let's check it out.
From a warehouse worker in Thailand who nearly lost his legs, and a Pepsi plant disaster that flooded this local neighborhood, to a disgruntled employee in China who decided to burn it all down, and a workplace fire in Spain that opened a portal to hell. Jesus. Here are 10 factory accidents caught on camera.
You gotta be careful there, bro.
How many of y'all got factory jobs, man? Let us know down below, man.
Be careful in there, too.
If we had to give out the 2022 Worst Employee of the Year award, it would probably go to this moron from Huizhou, China. He's either the dumbest person at work or has a serious bone to pick with his employers. CCTV footage from a foam warehouse in Huizhou opens on two men arguing over how to properly stack reams of foam. The men part, and one walks toward the camera as sinister thoughts race through his mind. He struts over to the foam with a sneaky hand in his pocket. You can tell by his posture that he's up to no good. He uses a lighter to set the foam ablaze, not knowing that it's still covered in highly explosive butane. Our worker immediately regrets his decision as the foam goes up in flames. His pathetic swats are useless, and he retreats as the fire instantly spreads to every other ream. The fire was so large that drivers could see the smoke rising from miles away. According to local police, the employee was arrested, and the case is still under investigation. Some reports claim the man wanted to set the fire out of curiosity. As the saying goes, curiosity burned the foam factory.
Damn, that's millions of dollars.
And put you in jail.
PepsiCo is a multi-billion-dollar American company with food and beverage factories worldwide. While most people default to soda, the company also makes oatmeal, orange juice, and Doritos. Damn. In Santa Anita, Peru, a small district within the Lima city limits, a PepsiCo factory nearly wiped several neighborhoods off the map. And no, it's not because the town flooded with soda. On January 29th of 2024, a wastewater tank inside the Santa Anita factory exploded, flooding the streets with murky water. The wave tore through the outer wall and spilled onto the street. It pushed parked cars out of the way and sent those nearby running for their lives. This driver had to slam on their brakes when another skidding car snapped a tree in half. According to witnesses inside the factory, the explosion occurred in a water tank used to clean potatoes. It's unclear how much water was inside when it exploded, but locals reported being up to their ankles in starchy potato water. Sadly, 3 people lost their lives. 2 more were injured during the explosion. One of them, Wilmer Martinez, suffered a broken leg and claims that PepsiCo has yet to compensate them for the accident. Despite being an American company, the deadly PepsiCo explosion didn't receive much coverage outside of Peru. As for what caused the blast, some reports point to extreme pressure inside the water tank. Others go as far as suggesting foul play. Was it an accident or an inside potato job? We'll let you be the judge.
Inside potato job. How do people still not
The phrase wet charge doesn't mean anything to the average person. For foundry workers, it's one of the worst things that can happen while on the job. Take a look at this clip from January of 2013. We'll explain what's happening on the other side.
Your buddy just standing right there. See how he went in?
What's going on? What's about to happen? Oh,
that's about to happen.
Oh, damn!
Jeez, bro.
Good thing he did. Oh! It's a good thing he did go in there.
Right.
Foundry furnaces are always burning. They're so hot that water instantly turns into steam when it gets close enough. Wet charges occur when scrap metal is left out in the rain or snow. Although it might look dry afterward, water particles have likely made their way inside the tiny cracks and crevices. When that steel falls into the furnace, the particles expand to roughly 1,600 times their original volume. Multiply that by a few 100,000, and you're looking at a violent and potentially deadly explosion. With all that in mind, let's watch this one again.
That's kind of crazy, bro. Jeez.
You can see scrap flying and hear debris landing around the factory. Thankfully, nobody was hurt, and the foundry didn't seem to suffer any catastrophic damage.
That's crazy.
Y'all got it.
Chengde, China, is a prefecture-level city in the northwestern corner of Hunan province. It's home to roughly 5.2 million people, many of whom awoke to an unplanned early morning fireworks show on June 16th of 2025.
Unplanned.
The Shanzhou fireworks factory once stood on the outskirts of Chengde in Linli County. According to reports, a small fire broke out during a routine loading process on the morning of the 16th. It grew rapidly, eventually reaching a stockpile of grand finale caliber fireworks.
Oh, no. Oh no! Where you going?
Right, you left me.
Damn!
Wow, bro.
They can see it all the way from over there too.
Yeah, feel it. You see how?
The shock wave. Damn. Just from the shock wave.
Sadly, 9 people reportedly perished in the accident, while dozens more were rushed to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The blast was so powerful that it shattered windows and door frames in the rural villages around the factory. Further investigation had revealed that the explosion had been a long time coming. The Shanzhou fireworks factory had been cited multiple times for safety violations and illegal land use. We're guessing the greedy owner tried to cut corners,
of course,
wound up paying the ultimate price.
That's what happens.
Passed away from that.
Yeah.
The next time you roll your eyes at a workplace safety meeting, remember this clip from Samut Prakan, Thailand. It's August 3rd of 2020. A warehouse worker uses his overhead crane system to move 3 multi-ton rolls of steel. You might be waiting for the pulley to break or a wire to snap, but we can assure you that the overhead rig is safe and up to code. It's the rolls on the ground that are about to give our worker a problem. While attempting to rig one of them, the 3-ton roll tips over and crushes the worker's legs, pinning him to the concrete. To make matters worse, his head is currently resting under 9,000 more kilograms of steel. He wiggles around and screams for help. Thankfully, some nearby workers hear him and immediately rush to aid. They move the hovering steel out of the way before it becomes a bigger problem. Then, they turn their attention toward lifting the roll off their friend and pulling him to safety. After what must have felt like the longest minute of his life, the man is finally freed and appears to pass out from shock. Thankfully, emergency workers arrived moments later and were able to stabilize his body before transporting him to the nearest hospital, where he was treated for 2 broken legs. It's unclear what caused the steel roll to tip over. All we know is that the real villain in this story is the guy in the back who couldn't be bothered to help a coworker in need.
He just walked right on by, like, just another day.
Shunda, China is a small district within the city of Foshan in Guangdong
What's up with
province.
y'all?
It's home to roughly 2.4 million people, including about a dozen warehouse workers who should have spent a few extra hours in their battery safety courses. It was October 21st of 2024. Workers were going on about their business when they spotted smoke filling the warehouse. They followed it to several pallets of lithium-ion batteries, at which point panic ensued and an explosive chain reaction soon followed.
I wouldn't get that close. I would not be that close. Ooh, get out of there. No, it's stop, bro. Fire extinguishers. Fire extinguishers, they're right there.
Wait, is he still in? Where did he go?
It's out of control now. It's out of control now. Damn. Ooh. Look at that, bro.
Once they go,
At first, it looks like the water makes things worse, and then the fire engulfs our friend in the white shirt.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
However, if you look closely at the timestamps in the top left, you'll see that 8 seconds of footage is missing. The man in the white shirt escaped before the fire spread and almost burned down the building. According to the owner, Mr. Zhu, the warehouse had only been operating since June. It's unclear how long those batteries sat there or if they were unstable upon arrival. While Mr. Zhu lost about 20,000 yuan on the batteries, he was happy that nobody was hurt. And in case you're wondering, it is safe to pour water on a lithium-ion battery fire, according to the National Fire Protection Association. That's because the lithium inside these batteries is a lithium salt electrolyte, not pure lithium metal.
Good information
Dos
to know.
Hermanas, Spain, is a small town south of Seville.
Right,
It's
we're in
home
Spain
to
now.
the Alu Europa Aluminum Company, which specializes in aluminum extrusion. This process involves forcing aluminum alloy through a mold with a specific cross-sectional profile, like squeezing toothpaste out of a tube. On June 2nd of 2022, workers at Alu Europa Aluminum were monitoring the machines when something went horribly wrong. A gasket explodes on one of the machines, causing flammable hydraulic oil to rain down upon the rig. It catches fire instantly as panic ensues on the factory floor. One of the men runs back for what appears to be his phone and narrowly escapes before the entire ceiling comes crashing down. Luckily, everyone evacuated the factory before it went up in flames. According to the local fire department, they only got the blaze under control after it had burned 3/4 of the building. When asked about the fire, the employees could only describe it as a portal to hell. Unfortunately, everything was too badly burned to determine a root cause. And we don't think the devil had anything to do with it.
Well, I'm glad everybody got out there safely, bro.
My boy made sure he
In
got
the
that
United
phone.
States, we order things on Amazon. In Russia, they order things on Wildberries. Since its founding in 2004, the Russian conglomerate has ballooned into an e-commerce empire with warehouses nationwide. Then, in 2024, they suffered a minor setback when a fire broke out in their St. Petersburg warehouse. Lucky for us, this brave employee captured some of the carnage before he fled the scene.
Oh, shit.
Bro, that looked deadly.
Look how big that warehouse is, too. Yeah, nah, they don't pay me enough for this. Golly, I'm gone, bro.
Get up out of here, bro.
They don't pay me enough to deal with this. This is not part of my job description. Whatever get burnt, ain't on me.
I'm out.
I'm out. Y'all figure it out.
Thankfully, our cameraman and the rest of his employees escaped the warehouse before anybody got hurt. Firefighters arrived moments later and spent the next 30 hours battling the blaze. When it was over, much of the 700,000 square foot warehouse was destroyed, along with many of the products inside. If you're still waiting for a package, this might be what happened to it.
Right.
The plot thickened as more reports about the fire emerged. Wildberries built the warehouse in 2021 and commenced operations without the fire inspector's approval. Allegedly, someone had also disabled the fire alarm after several false alarms the day before. In the end, insurance agents pegged the damage at about 20 billion rubles, or roughly $219 million.
Which they're going to have to pay because...
It was April 20th of 2021. Another average day on the job for KJ, a Thai warehouse worker from Lopburi province. But while he was going about his business, a storm was brewing outside. Rain battered the roof, while wind pounded the exterior walls. Suddenly, KJ could feel the entire warehouse shaking, and it would only get worse from there. You can see the wind beginning to lift loose objects on the warehouse floor. The camera shakes slightly, and the windows start to bend. Then, like the big bad wolf, the storm blows the warehouse to pieces, trapping KJ and another worker inside. Thankfully, both men had jumped inside a vehicle for cover before everything collapsed.
'Cause, bro,
cell phone
just
footage
like
taken
that.
after the storm helps put the damage in perspective.
Bro, it just blew it down like it was nothing, bro. The power of Mother Nature, bro. That's crazy. Completely destroyed. Completely destroyed, bro.
According to local reports, the damage to the warehouse and surrounding villages would likely cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. Despite being a landlocked province, Lopburi is still highly susceptible to tropical storms coming off the Gulf of Thailand. Unfortunately, April only marked the beginning of Thailand's tropical monsoon season. This wouldn't be the last tropical storm KJ had to take cover from that year. Everyone's had a bad day at work, but this unnamed forklift driver may have actually had the worst day of all time. On April 7th of 2017, he learned a valuable lesson about communication in the workplace. All he had to do was ask his coworker to move. The CCTV clip begins around 8 p.m. on the 7th. A few warehouse workers are talking at the end of a long aisle when a forklift appears on the other side. The driver veers to his left upon approach, likely trying to squeeze himself between the shelving and the obstruction in the middle of the aisle.
Hey, excuse
That's
me,
when his
y'all.
rig nudges one of the pallets, and the entire shelving unit collapses like toothpicks. The force pushes the forklift and driver across the aisle, triggering a domino effect that damages roughly 3/4 of the warehouse. Imagine having to explain this one to your boss. Unfortunately, we don't know what happened to the driver after the crash. A year before, Englishman Tomasz Wisniewski found himself in a similar situation when a warehouse full of cheese collapsed on him. He was trapped for 8 smelly hours, and rescue workers believe his sturdy forklift is the only thing that saved him from being crushed.
Yeah, bro. 'Cause I ain't see homie no more.
Taiyuan, China is a large prefecture-level city and the capital of Shaanxi province. It's home to roughly 5.3 million people, many of whom thought they were under attack on November 21st of 2022. It began as a typical day at the Jiangyang chemical factory in Taiyuan. Then, one thing led to another, and the factory blew its lid. Some people saw the blast, while others only heard and felt it.
Damn. Just a shockwave.
Can you imagine just working and then...
Damn. Dog's like, what the hell was that?
Right, right.
Oh, shit. What was that? You see it? That's like seconds. You see it, and then the sound wave hits.
Yeah. Delayed.
上趴了，脚要爆炸了，脚要爆炸了。
That's crazy.
Oh, whoa, whoa. That's a little bit too close for comfort. No.
Heading your way.
Yeah, I'm good, bro. All it takes
The blast was powerful enough to shatter most of the windows at a nearby apartment building.
Damn.
One man named Lou kept his camera rolling to show us what it was like inside his 10th floor apartment. Based on the damage, you might think a bomb had gone off inside this guy's home. Local officials claim nobody was hurt during the blast, but have yet to release any information regarding its cause. If we had to guess, corruption and poor safety practices likely had something to do with it. China is no stranger to factory accidents like these, which typically link to lax regulations and greed among enforcing bodies. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more just like it,
that was definitely crazy, bro. That's just not even imagine some of the things that be happening and going on in some of these factories, and things just caught on camera that if we didn't see it, it would be hard to believe what happened. But bro, it's a lot of wild stuff, man. You got to be very, very careful. Yeah, because some of these chemicals, especially the plants and stuff, we know because in Houston, a fair share of them be going off. You know, on the regular, too regular, honestly. And be messing up people from drinking water in the area and all that other stuff in the Pasadena area. But yeah, bro, you gotta be safe, bro, because y'all be dealing with some dangerous items. For sure, man. But yeah, man, if y'all enjoyed the video, Rogue Squad, we appreciate you for always pulling up and catching us. Which one was the most shocking one to you? Let us know in the comments down below and some other videos that you'd like us to check out. But hey, continue to spread love, be love, always keep God first. And we catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
Peace. The bitch, he's from Houston. If he got a problem, then we got the solutions. And there's no illusion. I made this shit happen, I'm living life lucid. I'm switching my strategies. Now they hate on me cause I'm causing casualties. But why are they after me? Deep inside they know they can't handle half of me.